Hello, class, and welcome to Tuesday's lesson. Let's jump right into it. It's going to be a short one today, so hopefully you're not too bummed that there's going to be short lessons. But we're just working with subtraction and regrouping, this time with zeros. So we had a little sneak peek of that yesterday, but today we're really going to focus on that. So I'm starting off with a subtraction problem, and it's written out horizontally. We want to start by writing it up and down vertically. So I'm going to rewrite this instead as, I'll put this back, it's still in black. I'm going to put this in at 1902. And I'm going to make sure this last digit lines up on the very end here. And I'm going to subtract those. So when I'm doing my subtraction, I'm going to start on the end. I'm going to do 2 minus 7, and I can't do that. I need to borrow from the one on the left. This is where it gets tricky. I have a 0 here. I can't borrow from 0. So what I end up having to do is borrow from both of those numbers, and I'm going to actually put this over a little squiggly here. I'm going to borrow not from 0, but I'm going to borrow from 90. So 1 less than 90 is going to be 89. So that means I have to change this 9 becomes an 8, and this 0 here becomes a 9. And since I borrowed 1, I can put it in front of this 2 here so that I end up with a 12. So now I can do 12 minus 7, and I get an answer of 5. Let's put this in blue. I can do 9 minus 8 to get an answer of 1. And I can do 8 minus 7 to get an answer of 1. And then something a little different than yesterday is I have 1 up here. I'm taking nothing away. I can bring down that other 1. So I end up with 1,115. Let's do another example, but first let's do a bad joke. All right. What do you call birds who stick together? Velcros. Velcros. All right. Next example. Again, I have to rewrite this problem up and down. So I'm going to start over by writing this as 6,057. And I'm going to subtract 976. So all my digits line up on the very end. And I'm going to start over with 7 minus 6. 7 minus 6 I can do. No problem. That's a 1. 5 minus 7, can't do that. So I have to borrow from the digit to the left. In this case, it's a 0. So I'm not borrowing from the 60. I'm borrowing from the whole, I'm not borrowing from the 0. I'm borrowing from the 60. So 1 less than 60, the 6 gets changed to a 5. And the 0 becomes a 9. And because I borrowed 1 from the 60, that means I can then put a 1 in front of this 5 to change this to a 15. So now if I take 15 and I subtract 7, I get an answer of 8. If I do 9 minus 9, I get an answer of 0. And 5 minus nothing, I get an answer of 5. So my answer here is 5,081. All right, and now I'm going to have you try one on your own. And that would be this problem. So first I'm going to write that out as 4,603. And I'm going to subtract 146. And please try that now. All right, so hopefully you've put your answer in. Let's do this one together. So I'm going to do 3 minus 6. I already have an issue there. I can't do 3 minus 6, so I have to borrow from the one to the left of it, but it's a 0. So the 0 I can't work with, so I have to use the 2 numbers in front of it. 1 from 60 is going to end up being 59. So the 6 becomes a 5, the 0 here becomes a 9, and the 3 becomes a 13. I can do 13 minus 6 and have 7. 9 minus 4, I have an answer of 5. 5 minus 1, I get an answer of 4. And 4, take away nothing, is still 4. So I end up with 4,457. Hopefully you got that same answer. So for today, you're going to have a couple problems that usually look like this, maybe 5 of these or so. And then there'll still be that one question about what was the secret word for today's lesson. And the passphrase is plus. P-L-U-S. Plus. Put that in as your answer, and it proved to me that you've watched this whole video. Good luck with today's work. If you have any questions, my office hours are posted as usual in the very top section of Schoology. I'm usually on between 10 and 12, depending on the day, as well as between 2 and 4, depending on the day. If you have questions, stop by and see me. Just say hi. Maybe you have some corny jokes you'd like to share. Maybe not. All right, I'll see you tomorrow.